Good morning from where I'm at, guys. JagerBomber here with the first of many videos to come. Thank you all for tuning in. And flying out with the G10 here. Going to be flying out with the D13 later, and we'll be covering this content and catch you on the flip side. Alright, so the strategy I really follow whenever I fly out in realistic battles rather than in arcade battles where you would, just go head on, is I tend to try and climb up above the competition, and that's really what you have to do with the Germans, because they really struggle to outturn any other planes. So you just want to climb up above them and boom and zoom, and that is the strategy that I really stuck to in this match. So I'd been flying around for quite some time here, and this guy in the P-63 had been about the same altitude as me, and I'd been trying to climb up above him. And he was moving in, and I saw that he was coming right towards me, and so I was a little bit worried that he was going to go for a head-on. So as I continued to climb, as you see, and then I realized this guy, he's going straight for me. So I turned over and opened up on him. This guy didn't even get off a shot. And it's about as clean of a kill as you can get. Probably could have used a few less shots, but it was still a pretty adrenaline-pumping kill for me. Now, Glock perfection here in the Levishka 9 up above was causing our team a few problems. We were definitely ahead as far as teammates versus their amount of teammates left in the game, but the Levishka 9 is a fantastic plane, and it's very hard to get up to the same altitude as it and outturn it. It's just, overall, it is a better airplane than the German planes. The TA-152s, though, are fantastic, and they were able to stay with him much better. So he engaged, and I saw an opportunity. I was really just hoping that he would dive down and hopefully engage one of my guys so that I could get right on his tail and take him out with my 20mm nose cannon. So the Levishka 9 decides that he wants to engage my Hans Heimlicher teammate there in the TA-152. And so I decide, these guys are going for it. I see that he's put on his smoke, I'm thinking this is the last attempt by him to really do something, because he knows it's probably near over. He's probably running low on fuel at this point. And so he goes in, he dives low away from the TA-152. He comes around, wasn't expecting me to be there, and I, just with a little bit of pitch on the x-axis there, take him out. And that was a fantastic kill. I thought I was really enjoyed that. I'm a little bit new to realistic battles, and I just really enjoyed getting that kill there, and really, got the adrenaline pumping, and was just a really invigorating game to play. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the Germans, and I'm looking forward to flying out the G10 more. So there was one AI left named Max, and he was giving us some real trouble. So I decided to call it a day, cut my losses, and bail out after this clip cuts. And either way, I still thought it was a fantastic game. So in the match immediately following, I decided to fly out the FW-190 D13. And with this plane, you really do also want to gain altitude. Once again, it's in the German tree, and so I gained about around 6,000 meters of altitude here, well above the competition. The dogfights were going down way below, so I was able to pick my targets, and I really enjoy that because you can really just stay above everything and really just pick on what you want to do. So The TA-152 gets in a little bit of trouble with the Yak-9 down there, and I eventually, I keep Overwatch for a while, and then I eventually dive down on the Yak-9, or at least descend about halfway, about 3,000 meters coming up here, in order to stay above him, but also be able to assist more quickly with the TA-152. So I've descended quite a bit on the Yak-9, as you can see. I'm sitting at right around 2,800 meters right now and still descending. And I decided to go ahead and cut it. I'm not going to gain any advantage by diving on this guy right now. In fact, I guarantee you, he wants me to dive on him. So I'm avoiding that. I'm staying up above him, well above him. I have all the advantage at this point, and I'm just going to follow him and wait for him to make a mistake. And just on a side note, you really can't say enough good things about the D13 FW190 variant, because it can just pull some really crazy Gs. You can go up to about 12 Gs is what I pulled with it, not broken my wings on some really, so you can really dogfight very well, but you still want to stay above in order to be able to dive, and that's just what I'm doing. I'm closing the distance. I'm about 500 meters up above him, so I have all the advantage with the boom and zoom on him. So as you can see there, I initiated the dive and I decided to not do it because he immediately began turning. So I just called it, stayed back up, regained what I had lost to some extent. Every time you do this, you do lose a little bit of altitude. And I see he's going to try and climb right up to me and shoot me. So I pull up immediately into a very steep climb, and he's not a very good shot. He misses, and very much so misses his opportunity. I'm up way above him. He's lost all of his speed. He has to regain it. I turn around and am going to begin to close in for the kill on him. He's at all the disadvantage as well, in that not only am I above him, but he's also near our AA. So now Narazine is going to make the mistake I've been waiting for. I dive down, this is it, line up the shot, and score a semi-lucky critical on him. Luckily a few of those rounds hit, but they were online, and he could not recover from the fuel tank damage for some reason. And then a jet dives in right on me right then. He comes across, huge mistake, and gets cut down. And that's why you never dive on planes as a jet just like that. That is a huge mistake. You need to stay up above the competition and take advantage of your ability to climb far above any of the prop planes. He made a huge mistake, and he paid for it. Now, while I do connect on the second attempt on that kill there, a real player would never have given me that opportunity. If that had been a real player, I certainly would not be down at this altitude. That's what you really want to avoid. This really illustrates that at this altitude, everything's fair game and head-ons, etc. in a turning battle. It doesn't really matter what plane you have, as long as it can turn better than the other, you are going to win. So, in the end, it's either you want to be able to turn the best, dive the best, or climb the best, and that will boil down to who wins the dogfights. My preference with the Germans is certainly to stay well above it.
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
Now, I've spied this B-17 right here, and typically, unless you're sporting 30mm cannons or better on your plane, depending on the nation, of course, you do not want to engage a B-17. It's a very bad idea, especially in realistic mode, because those 50s will take you out very quickly, especially if they've leveled up their AI gunners, or if they try and take you out themselves and they are a good shot with their gunners. Now, he happened to be the last guy, so I decided just to go for it, as you can see there when I typed that back in chat. And I go for it, I decide he's not a very good shot. I peel off when his rounds start getting a little bit closer, and I see he's on fire, so I'm really happy about that. I'm hoping the fire will continue. A few more shots, and just, you know, doing a little bit of damage to him, then peeling off, and just hoping he won't hit me, and, you know, just pulling a few maneuvers to make it really difficult for a gunner to hit a fighter that is behind him. Also fairly confident in the fact that my plane has 100 vitality, so that really does help you out unless you take a direct hit to the engine. That's one of the things that can really mess up progress. And at this point, I didn't realize it at the time, but my gun had jammed earlier, and so those last 60 rounds were unable to be used, which kind of frustrated me, but I'd critted him to the point where he went down. And the game ended. For some reason, I did not get the B-17 kill. No one else had shot at him. Instead, it just said that he crashed. Regardless, I had a really good game, really enjoyed it, just loved flying out the Germans, and thank you guys for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next chapter.